24-year-old South Wales PC Abubakar Masum appeared at Cardiff Crown Court on Tuesday as his trial opened into 2 counts of perverting the course of justice and 1 of gaining unauthorised access to the police computer system, charges which he denies. Masum is said to have had an obsession with a woman who worked in Tesco and bombarded CrimeStoppers with false claims about her, resulting in armed police attending the Tesco store she worked in. Nothing says I love you more than staring down the barrel of a heckler cock. Take note, lads, the girls love it. Masum of Page Street in Swansea was a serving officer when he allegedly invented claims about Tesco worker Mia Pittman and others. The court heard how he lied that Ms Pittman had shot an Albanian drug dealer, although he still insists this to be true. One of the malicious calls made to CrimeStoppers by Masum was that a PCO had been assaulted at Fiction nightclub in Swansea by a man called Thomas Evans, who lived in Newport. The caller said Mr Evans was planning to come back to Swansea soon to throw acid in the face of the PCSO. Prosecutor William Hughes said Masum was a PC and not a PCSO, and added that Masum had been involved in an incident on February the 6th in which Swansea University student Thomas Evans assaulted him at Fiction. Mr Evans had already admitted to police that he had assaulted Masum. The incident was being dealt with by a community resolution order rather than a prosecution. Mr Evans, by the way, was Mia Pittman's ex-boyfriend. Ms Pittman and Masum had been exchanging messages on Snapchat, said Mr Hughes. The court heard many of the messages related to police, with Ms Pittman being interested in a career within the force and Masum being a serving officer. Around Christmas 2019, she recalled messages getting more frequent, every other day perhaps, and more flirty, said Mr Hughes. While she had an interest in going out with Mr Masum, she was concerned he had a girlfriend at the time, and that he did not answer when asked directly about it. Ms Pittman said she had kissed Masum one evening in the weeks leading up to the Fiction incident. When they met at the nightclub on February the 6th, Masum allegedly said he had seen Ms Pittman with Mr Evans and they were obviously back together. In a confrontation between the 2 men, Mr Evans is alleged to have clipped the chin of Masum, then left the club before he could be ejected. Another incident saw Masum search police databases for the name of one of Mia's Tesco colleagues called Leon Croucher. Then, in a call to CrimeStoppers on March the 20th, Masum allegedly said Ms Pittman was storing a handgun on behalf of Leon Croucher. Croucher is known as a Class A drug dealer who is also a student. Read the notes on the call. Tomorrow night they are planning to shoot Ellis Lewis in a nightclub in Swansea. It is not known which club, but they frequent Peppermint and Fiction. It is understood Lewis owes Croucher money for drugs. And this is the incident which prompted armed police to turn up at her work and search her home. Miss Pittman went to her parents' home for a few days, but she continued to post on Snapchat and exchanged messages with PC Masum. When she asked if he knew what had happened, Masum said he didn't. And when she told him about the police incident, he offered her another premises to stay at in Swansea. She had no inkling that he was connected to the incident. Masum allegedly made another anonymous call to CrimeStoppers on May the 17th. The notes from that call read, Mia is holding a firearm for her partner Leon Croucher. The weapon is buried in the garden and will be dug up tonight for a planned murder tomorrow. The caller alleged there would be a drug drop and the recipient of the drugs would be shot. Ms Pittman would be driving to the location in a car with false plates, said the caller. 2 officers attended Ms Pittman's home and asked if there was a firearm in the garden. She became very upset, the court heard. The officers found nothing suspicious in her home. Masum then allegedly called CrimeStoppers on May the 27th to say Leon Croucher is living with Mia Pittman and keeping a 9mm Glock handgun at the property and posting images of the gun on Instagram. After hearing from a colleague that Masum might still be in a relationship with another woman, Mia decided to block him. But the following day, yet another call was made to CrimeStoppers, in which Masum allegedly said Mia Pittman is selling large amounts of cocaine and in possession of a black Glock gun buried in the garden. The caller said Ms Pittman had relinquished ties to the Albanian drug gang and was now affiliated with their enemies, the Harris brothers. Masum allegedly told CrimeStoppers Ms Pittman had a gun linked to a raid on an Albanian-linked property in Birchgrove. This information could only have been known by a police officer or one of the criminals involved, said Mr Hughes. There were 2 more calls on July the 11th claiming there had been a murder in Swansea and that the body had not yet been found, but it was linked to an ongoing feud between the Harris twins and Albanian drug dealers. Masum was arrested on July 21st and admitted making the reports to CrimeStoppers, but he maintained the information was true and based on Snapchat videos posted by Mia Pittman, said Mr. Hughes. He said he felt he had to make the reports to CrimeStoppers because he feared for his own safety. Masum claimed he had searched for Croucher because of an intelligence bulletin emailed to him which mentioned a female called Croucher. Mr. Hughes said police found a bulletin which mentioned a Croucher, but that this was sent almost 2 months after the search. Mr. Hughes said the reports to CrimeStoppers led to 200 hours of police time being used up, while innocent members of the public had been subject to upsetting, humiliating and ultimately frightening intrusions into their daily lives by South Wales Police, all as a result, we say, of malicious calls from this defendant. The trial continues, and boy is this one full of excitement. But let me just tell you lads, flowers and a box of chocolates and you can't go wrong. Something as extravagant as armed police forcing you to eat dirt, you could go either way, so it's always best to take the sure bet. Big thank you to channel supporters, especially these guys. Your support is truly appreciated. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials.